already started.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to another little Quickcast. I'm joined today by a beauteous member of society, Matthias Ferrugia. How are you?
Oh, you are just shooting teenage me right in the head, aren't you? Sterling saw my email address today, and he's never gonna let me live it down. Yeah.
And I, of course, am your host, Sterling Silber. And, yeah, that's us.
That's us.
Now let's see. Should we start with our mecha designs, or should we start with reviewing what we thought about Darling in the Frankxx episode 2?
Well, there's absolutely no point, to be honest, because I got like half the episode.
Well, you basically watched the whole episode then.
Oh, hey now. Now, well, I think that the better idea would be to wait for everyone else to come in on this, and then we can kind of get more of a proper conjoined consensus on what we've all seen, because there's not really much new to say that wasn't more or less covered last week.
It's like exact stuff, huh?
Yeah. Wow, a lot of teenage sexuality in this, isn't there?
Yep. Boy.
Boy, is there.
Boy. Mm-hmm.
So, no, we should be good for today.
All right. So, basically, just a quick rundown on episode 2. Nothing new.
No.
Still the same. Kind of. Just one of them animes.
The main mech designs... The main mech design is alright as far as I'm concerned, but some of those other ones are fucking trash. Some of those other ones get real bad.
One?
Like the pink one is a travesty.
Oh boy. You better believe it. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking on mech designs... Do you have a favorite mech design? A pool of designs per se?
One might call this a pool, yes. I have compiled some
accumulated?
Yes, one might say some good mech designs that
in your opinion,
that I have enjoyed throughout the years, and I will be more than happy to show you these. I'm going to start off with my first pick. Here we go. And here we are. Okay, so when I was a kid,
all right.
When I was a kid, watching Will Smith's iRobot. It just really stuck out to me as a timeless classic in good mech designs. There's a lot to appreciate in this mech. A struggle for sentience and an understanding of what it means to be a living, breathing person that as we get older, I'm sure that we as humans can also relate to quite strongly as well. If we are not to understand our very own purposes on this earth, then how could we expect a mech like iRobot to understand things like this and function for his pilot and other such things that a mech is required to do? So that's why iRobot is interesting to me. He's my first mech design. Sterling, I'm gonna pass the reins off so you can pick your first of your pool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got extreme competition right off the bat. All right. Well, I believe Matthew has gone the route of being funny while I play the straight man.
What? What?
What?
No.
Oh no.
I would never.
This one, of course,
Is the big O.
being the Big O,
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
one of my top, in my top 10 mech designs
Okay.
of all time. Just to reiterate, what we're going to be doing is showing our favorite 5 mech designs to each other and to you good folks at home listening and hopefully watching, because I'll be putting these images up on screen.
Good. Good.
But yeah, the Big O is pretty strong in my opinion. You got them big huge hands that can cuddle up some Dakimeras, you know.
Yes.
They can pile drive you into stuff, you know. But yeah, the overall design, it's pretty iconic. It's pretty Batman-esque. And got a small head, like talking heads, so that's always a plus. What else more to say on Big O that hasn't been already said? He's black, so black is better, you know. The
Wow.
old chestnut.
Race trader Sterling, quick to jump on the black is best train, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Matthew? What's your next design?
My next pick, here we go, Sterling. This one's got so.
Alright.
So, back in the good old PS2 days, I was I never got too into Ratchet and Clank. Like, I played the first one a bit, but I watched the second Kingsman movie this weekend, and the reason why that's relevant is because it really whet my appetite for like a classic, like a classy British sounding sidekick. Like, I really want that in my life, and I want him to turn into a jetpack when necessary. And then I thought to myself, I've seen that before. That exists. And then it harkens back to the days of our beautiful boy Clank here. He's a great mech design. He has some good wisecracks. He has some nice one-liners. Now, the Big O might be a beautiful and iconic mech design, but correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't seen the Big O. Does he make many wisecracks in a classy British accent?
There is British people around.
Oh.
But
I see.
The Big O doesn't even talk, so, you know. Well, technically he does. But,
is that a spoiler?
No, it's not. It's pretty much like the UI design inside the thing. And he talks in old English of ye old timey, you know, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's
yeah.
That's an interesting call. So yeah, perhaps we are a bit more aligned than I thought we were. So my boy Clank here gonna have to take my second spot for 5.
He does have a helicopter pack too.
He does.
Jetpack.
For 5 mech designs in no particular order that I enjoy. Good mech, this guy. Yeah, nice. What's your second pick, buddy?
Oh boy, let's see here. Oof, it's a hard pick between these two upcoming ones. I'll choose this one that's gonna be coming up in a little bit.
Okay. Oh,
the Ingram from Pat Labor. from the two best friends play, Pat, he has he is white and he's smaller than the mech's usual mech's design, so of course. Um
I will have you know that Pat is the blackest guy in that entire group. Thank you very much.
but yeah, basically what these guys are pretty much basic police guy workers, mechs. They're pretty much like, oh, there's a cat stuck up on a roof. Get your pat labors out, boys. We gotta save that cat. Oh, there's a robbery on 29th Street. Just use them cop cars and we'll use the pat labors second if need be. But them cats though, gotta save them cats with them pat labors.
I think that I just noticed something clever, Sterling. I think I noticed something clever.
Yes.
Is that why labor or labor is part of its name?
Yes.
Is it so it
Yes.
does your labor?
The whole design of mechas of that whole entire world, they're all called labors. So, yeah. You caught on, Matthias.
Oh.
You did, so.
Damn.
You got a keen eye on you.
Sure do.
But yeah, as you can see on its shoulders are those police sirens. And in its holster of its leg, i.e., whatchamacallit's RoboCop fame, he has a big, huge revolver in that. And it's pretty cool.
Oh,
And
right on.
AKA he is the purveyor of 3 of the greatest anime movies ever to be made. And that's it. Gonna lob that ball over to you now, Matthias.
That a Pat LeBur fella
Yes.
sounds like a pretty interesting fella. Sounds like he's got some good stuff going on. Got a thing or two.
Oh boy.
But
He does.
listen, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to flex on you just a little bit this time. I'm gonna have to throw a primo mech design up on the screen in just a moment for you. Yep. Here we go. Always liked this mech.
I'm looking. Oh boy.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. There's a good
Metagross?
mech. Okay, so I've always loved
Get out of here.
this guy. So I've always loved this guy here. Apparently, he's got the intelligence of like more than a supercomputer. Like he's a really smart mech, right? He also comes equipped with the ability to tackle, to growl, to do perhaps a tail whip or a takedown. All important.
Wait, he has tail whip?
Well,
That's
listen.
racism.
It's been a while since I've been on Bulbapedia, Sterling, so you're going to have to cut me some slack there. But what matters
Okay.
is he's a machine built to last, this mech. He was the pseudo-legendary of the Gen 3 days. And yeah, he's a real bad boy. His mega evolution is equally crab-like in its design, but I didn't download it. All they really need to know about Mega Mecha Gross is that he's got his claws pointing towards the camera, and that's real special and interesting. But yeah, a real fearsome competitor on the competitive circuit of Pokermans since Gen 3, and overall one of my favorite mech designs. I'm going to have to pass the baton back to you, buddy.
Alright.
Yep.
Get ready for this super out of nowhere mech design that you've never ever seen before.
Yep.
Eva Unit 1.
What? Nani? Masaka.
The best mother in all of Animu is Eva Unit Uno.
Bakana.
Now, if I were to read the room correctly, Wooly loves this mech design because it has green on it. Period. Also there's like a whole bunch of purple on it, you know, and there's like a type of a skater boyish to it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget that time that it starred in the Avril Lavigne video. I did not forget that. Big old skater boy vibe going on. Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much one of the most human-y-ish design. Well, of course, excluding iRobot.
Oh yes, of course.
Of course. And mannerisms depicting that of a Homestar Runner boy.
Yeah.
One of the most agile of mechs with some knives in its shoulders, I believe.
It can poke you.
And pretty much equipped any kind of big weapon, like a big huge laser gun, rifle, a big huge minigun, those amazing equipment, and plus she'll protect you, cause she protect
And she
you
also
from
attack. Do you remember that time that Evil 1 was so cool that it drained an entire city's power to shoot a guy?
Yep.
That was really cool.
Remember that one time where Ava Unit 1 and Ava Unit 2 had to pretty much do a whole ballet dance to defeat one enemy that split into two?
Everyone's favorite Evangelion moment.
Of course.
Yep. To be serious for a moment, it's pretty much a timeless design.
Yeah. The design that's in the movies is a bit more colorful, quote unquote. There's a lot more green in it, but I always like the original design a little bit more because I'm an oldie but goldie boy. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw that frisbee back to you, Matthias.
Oh man, please stop calling me that. All right, gonna have to bring out exclusively the big guns now. We're down to the top 2.
Yep. Oh boy.
So this guy was my hero back when I was a kid.
RoboCop.
Oh
my goodness.
Always loved
goodness.
Metabee. Always loved
Metabee. What can you tell me about Metabee? Because I've not been in the Metabot circuit for a long time.
He's like listen, there are many things that a mech can be, and it's worth pointing out that like there are mechs that enrich your life, and they're fine and all, but it takes a real good mech to define a childhood. And boy, every day when I came in back from school and I was like, I have excellent taste and knowledge of all mech kind, I can't wait to enjoy my favorite one, my thoughts would go to Metabee with his big fucking dumb head cannon. And there's not too much special to say about this mech. Honestly, its design isn't that strong, but when it comes to raw nostalgia, I think that it can't be beat. and like it's kind of like the kid brother of mechs of mech designs, and
Uh-huh.
he's your little buddy. He goes place to place with you, and you know he's always there, dependent and reliable, and awfully designed, but our friend nonetheless, and that is why Metabee is one of my favorite mech designs of all time.
Cool.
Yep.
Also, I'm hearing a bit busy work from an unexpected guest. Who is this?
Did somebody say Metabee? Oh my god!
Whoa.
How did you know that he was my number one pick and summoned me here because of that?
Yeah, Matthias.
Of course.
That's our fusion name, by the way, Matthias.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Now, Josiah, as you probably already guessed, if you'll scroll up a bit to today, Sterling and I have been sharing our favorite mech designs, and I kicked us off with iRobot, who is of course.
Why would you ever start with the most? It's like the generic. It's like, hey, engineering student, come up, engineering student that's been held captive without any sort of anime influence ever, or any sort of like cinema browsing. Yeah. Hey, come up with an idea for a robot. Oh, a robot that'll help humans. I'll just make it like a human.
Yep.
Yep.
You want to talk humanoid mech designs like EVA Unit 1 is fine, I suppose. But if you want to look at the pinnacle of class and taste, you
Did you just say Eva? Did you just say Eva?
It's getting a little sweaty.
It's Eva, cause Evangelion.
Excuse me, it's Ava.
I
with
see
a
we have a.
A.
I see we have a three-way Mexican standoff here, boys.
No, either Sterling is right or I'm right. You're in the wrong regardless. So, check your privilege, okay?
No.
But I'm a little disappointed to see you guys nobody's pointing out Big Zam yet.
Yeah, we're still on our top 2.
Oh,
we are.
Good. What the guy from Ratchet and Clank? Really, Matt? Like, jeez.
Listen, there are many good mechs, but some mechs need a nice, classy British accent.
A Pokemon is not a mech, Matthew.
Listen. What kind of mech?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, if you were to build your dream mech, Josiah, would you tell me that your mech would not be able to tackle and tail whip the opponent? It's an essential design. A growl, maybe?
Okay, so just to be sure, we're talking about mechs, right? And yet you keep on putting androids in your list.
No, these are mechs. What are you talking about?
Okay, no. Okay, you cannot get inside of one of the iRobot machines. You cannot get inside of Ratchet or Clank or whichever one he is, because I don't play PlayStation, because I sleep with women. But
oh boy.
Of course.
Okay, I'm a tank. That's freaking. I'm a tank. It's a living organism.
Listen.
I mean, for argument's sake, so is Eva 1, but I mean they have a cockpit, so there you go.
Okay, look, I came here to have a good time sharing my favorite mech designs, and I'm honestly feeling very attacked right now.
Good, you should, because your list is garbage. I mean, you only let me see. You even have any? I mean, the only mech you have so far is Metabee.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And even that's a crapshoot. I mean, even the Autobots, you can get inside of them.
You sure can. Now, Sterling, would you like to share with me your number 2 pick for great mech designs?
Now this is pretty much one of the most I'm gonna say most randomized pick I've ever received as a birthday present. But I guess this has got me into liking what the children say what Gundam is. But
Ooh.
basically I got this as a present, one of them model kits from one of those Japan stores. I'm like, oh hey, you want this design to build? I'm like, okay, I guess. I'm only 4 years old, but okay. And what this is a Mobile Suit Kampfer, Kampfer. Gotta get them German words in there somewhere.
So it's one of those gender bender ones, right? Oh no, wait, that's camp for the series. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I understand where you were going.
Good.
But yeah, basically, this pretty much garnered my liking towards this design only in the Gundam series.
Mhm.
Well, we'll get to that a little bit later where we get to my number one pick. But yeah, this is basically my second top favorite of all time. And it all started with a randomized present that I received from mi padre. I'm like, okay, yeah, alright, cool. And basically this design also somehow is like probably one of the most powerfulest one in the Gundam timeline, which I'm like, okay, fine, that's cool. I don't really care about that. It has a cool design, that's all I care about. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yes.
And it only appears in Gundam Build Fighters and an OVA that's probably like the best one in all of Gundam, but that's about it. Yeah, that's all I have on my take. Okay, Matthias.
Well,
Wait, did you actually say the name of the Gundam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Camphor, that's right. Okay. I'm sorry, I was looking up.
It's not a Gundam, you gaijin.
I'm sorry.
It's a mobile suit.
I'm sorry,
now,
Sterling Sama, but no, I was trying to look up. I was preoccupied because I'm trying to find my number one pick to try and get in on this.
Yeah. That's good.
no,
So,
no. We have
Matthew?
had some fun. We have had some games. We have had some laughs. These are all
Oh,
very
boy.
necessary for life. But I'd like to take a moment to point out that the media that we have been shaped by, gentlemen, the shows, the games, whatnot, all of it, they're almost all based off of a common theme of violence. We watch things where people die and people get hurt
Is this
and people
oh
suffer.
boy.
And that is
Uh-huh.
because we were influenced by something very early in our lives, and don't try to deny this. I'm going to have to point out my number one mech design that really brought this all together. It's
quote unquote mech design.
yes, it's look, you have to take a second. You have to take a second to appreciate
Alright.
the father of mech designs, Rock of Sock'em Robots over here.
Oh boy.
Because we would not be where we are as a species without the most beauteous mech to grace the planet.
Yes, because a toy from
If
the
you-
70s. Jeez Louise, it wasn't even that late. It wasn't even that early on.
What are you talking
There
about?
you
Josiah?
go.
This came out in the
I don't know what you guys are
1930s.
talking about. There you go.
Wait, really? I gotta look that up.
Just Josh.
I was like, no, it's Milton Bradley. No, they weren't around back then.
Uh-huh.
See here, Wikipedia. Oh yeah, hey Google. When did the Rock'em Sock'em Robots toy debut?
I'm gonna say the 80s.
According to Wikipedia, Rock'em Sock'em Robots is a two-player action toy and game designed by Marvin Glass and Associates and was first manufactured by Marx Toy Company in 1964.
Ooh, 64. Whoa.
Ooh.
That was a little bit earlier than the mid-70s than I thought. So there we go.
There you go.
So, I guess all that I really needed to nail home is the fact that cruelty and a desire to bring harm to other people is really our driving force when we're, enjoying some good old bloody animu and some robots and whatnot. So I just have to tip my hat to the daddy of all of it, really.
I'm surprised you didn't list one of your favorite robots as Chi from Chobits.
Oh
fuck!
boy. Oh boy.
It's a pretty good design.
Talk about a missed opportunity. No, Nigel's not joining us today, so we didn't really get the chance to see any good Chobits designs. But soon someone with good taste will finally join us, hopefully.
Oh boy.
Yeah, until that day.
Fired.
Until that day.
Just waiting till you hear my top two. I figured out my top two.
Alright.
I'll wait
hand
for
it over to
Sterling.
you.
I'll wait for Sterling to finish his, and I'll come in like a consolation. Yeah.
Alright.
Good mechs.
So, this design, while pretty much defining me as an oldie but goldie boy,
Oh jeez. Is it one of the Gundams from G Gundam?
No, that's horrible.
What do you mean? It's only the best designs from all across the
There's only
world.
one good one, and that's the Tequila Gundam. Thank you very much. But yes, this is... I'm always a sucker for the first in the series, so...
Oh,
There you go.
there's a good old Mark 1.
There's the most iconic mech design from Japan in almost every sense of the word.
Yeah.
The RX-78-2 Gundam, the White Gundam, oh boy.
Be careful how you say that these days.
The White Power Gundam with his fist outstretched high as many can see,
Righteous Glory.
with his burning cross lightsabers. So many designs out there that have added to this design every series, and they all look horrible in my eyes when compared to the original. But this, oh boy, there's just not much I can say about it other than it's like the most iconic thing I can think of when I think of Gundam. And yeah, there's nothing else better in my eyes than this. He also has a ball and chain that's not shown, but cough cough.
Don't be getting sick on us, Sterling.
Uh-huh.
No, my top two, just
Oh
as a
boy.
little fun thing.
Uh-huh.
My number two is gonna be Mazinger Z,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
because he is both a mecha and a classic.
Uh-huh.
And I can't get that song out of my head. It's been in there for about 12 years. So yeah. But number one is one that we didn't even touch, and I'm a little sad that we never touched this even like plethora of mechs. Especially seeing as all of us grew up around the same time. I'm talking about the best mech of all time, of course, which would be the White Liger Zord. Or Zoid, I'm sorry. Zoid.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not bad.
I prefer the Blue Wolf, but okay.
Yeah, of course you would.
Now,
But no, I mean,
oh, sorry, go on.
how could we forget about Zoids? I mean, think about it.
With all due respect, I spend every waking moment trying to forget about Zoids.
Why would you forget about the most perfect series in existence, Matthias?
You're gonna run that into the fucking ground. I should have never opened my fucking Crunchyroll on stream.
Oh god.
This guy saw my email address, and now I'm eternally shamed.
Now, do you use the name Matthias because you were a fan of the Brian Jacques Redwall series like I was growing up?
That's what I was thinking too.
I was not.
Oh. Plot
I
line
had one
ruined.
chance to redeem myself.
You could have just said yes and lied to everybody on the internet. I mean, I know it's bad to lie on the internet, but you know. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Now, fellas, just to be
Yes.
not an asshole for 1 second, I would like to take a moment to actually seriously point out a mech design that I do feel deserves some love.
Oh.
Here we go. It's my boy, my personal favorite Gundam. Let's give it up
Oh,
for. Let's give it up for
Is it RoboCop?
it's a big Zam.
the Hyakushiki.
Of course.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
See,
Yep.
back when I spent a lot of time watching my brother play Dynasty Warriors Gundam. That's not a joke. I spent too many fucking hours
Yeah.
watching him play that.
Mm-hmm.
I was younger and dumber and took things at a kind of face value, and I was like, oh man, he holds his laser swords in a reverse grip, which automatically makes him a cool guy by the laws of anime.
Uh-huh.
And he's got the very sleek golden design, which I automatically just figured, well, that means that he's just the best. And you know, there's not really much intense thought put into this, but on a simple level, I've just always enjoyed the design of the Hyakushiki.
Well, let me help you with that,
Oh.
since I know exactly how to point out everything on this.
You would know better than me.
Basically, Char, the quote-unquote antagonist
Sure.
of the series, in the second series, Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta, he's actually part of the good guys, wobbly, good guys. And he got a hold of the Mark II Gundam, and he asked those people there that were like, oh, hey, this is the second design that's actually pretty okay, and what do you want to do with it? And he's like, you know what? Since I can't really pilot my red mobile suits anymore because I disbanded, why not paint this one? I don't know. I don't want to stick out. Gold?
Gold.
Let's try gold. The most unrecognizable color in all of the mobile suits.
Yeah, because I mean, you're
And,
flying through space. I mean, you want a color that plays in the dark background, so you get gold, right?
Yep.
I need a very inconspicuous mech design. How about bright gold?
Yeah. And basically, yeah, that's pretty much the whole rundown of the Hyakushiki.
Well, thank you.
Is that Char stole, or well, quote stole Mark II Gundam design, and he did some altercations to it and painted it gold. There you go.
He's a creative fellow, that Char Aznable. I probably said that wrong.
Now here's another thing. I mean, how could we also? Actually, Sterling, I don't know if you've reviewed this Gundam yet. I was just thinking about it. One that's near and dear to my heart, which was Superior Defenders Gundam SD.
Yes.
Oh, you have reviewed it.
I have. Well, I haven't reviewed it. I know what you're talking about, though. Yes.
Everybody who grew up in the 2000s knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Anybody who had Cartoon Network or Toonami knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty good at the time.
yeah, at the time, yeah. I mean, it was no cubics, but it was pretty close.
Listen,
Nothing can be.
was
cubics. Come
anyone
on.
Cubics robots for everyone? Could anyone climb that peak? This man thinks not.
I don't know. Breaking Bad got pretty close.
Nah, maybe.
All right. So pretty much, we're all done, kind of. Yeah.
Sterling,
pretty much.
I've got a quick
Yes.
present for
Oh.
you. A very
Oh,
quick present.
a present
This-
from Matthias himself.
Fuck's sake. This one is not.
Go check your door, Sterling, right now.
Yeah. This one is not for myself, but for Sterling, because I couldn't help but notice that he forgot a mech design that he told me that he loves dearly. So I'm going to quickly throw this one up for him. So
you son of a sandwich.
So it doesn't go, unappreciated. The Sterling darling in the Frankxx mech.
Frankxx.
Which as we know, has no flaws and has a great anime face. How could you not bring it up?
I liked it better when it was a beast.
You gotta love everything about it, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that it has a mouth that can talk.
Yep.
That's my biggest thing. I don't mind that it has eyes. I don't mind that it has a mouth. I hate that it has a mouth that can talk.
To be honest, when Sterling and I were doing the watch together of episode 1, to be serious, the way that I broke it down was I can more or less get over everything with this mech design, but it's the combination of the anime eyes and the anime mouth. If it was just one or the other, I would be more comfortable with it, but it's the fact that it's both that kind of does it over. And as you pointed out, the fact that it talks doesn't really help at all.
No, it doesn't help at all.
Not so
Doesn't
much.
do
And
anything.
them hips don't lie.
But I was just about to say, look at those childbearing hips, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember when it first freaking transforms, it does the whole thing, and then you see the silhouette, and then it does another thing again, and then its breasts grow.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Why does it already have the right correct size breasts? Why is this thing organic and not? And why is this show Eureka 7 and what was it? What was I comparing it to? It was Eureka 7. It was Gurren Lagann
is the one that I point to.
What?
Overman King Geiner is the one I point to.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting because it's Trigger, of course. You're gonna. We're gonna compare it to Gurren Lagann, and then.
Let's not be harsh on Gurren Lagann.
No. I'm not saying it's a direct comparison, but we're gonna compare points.
Yeah.
We're gonna use it as a reference. Not that it compares directly or even has that much to do with it besides two people getting in a robot and sparkling happening, but no, it's just gosh, but yeah, no, it really has a lot of Eureka 7 undertones, man. It does.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like pink-haired co-pilot. Wonder where I've seen that before.
Oh boy.
That
has the same almost exact mannerisms as that pink.
Yeah. Well, no. I think this one's gonna be better because she's not the beta. She's gonna be the alpha this time. So we'll see. We'll see if Asuka's actually the worst or the best character this time.
Yeah.
But no. No, but I mean, and then of course she has to have horns because guess what? It's after 2010 and everything has to have horns now because that's just the thing.
All things considered, I would actually have to say that 02 and her design is actually one of the better parts of Darling in the Frankxx so far.
No, my big question is there's not enough background information. Why were they getting in those rotating pods? Why are they being exiled from the city? Why did they fail? I'm guessing that the girl that he was originally teamed up with stole his ability to sync and made him a negative, which is what I think is implied. I watched it twice, and it still doesn't really answer that. I've already downloaded the second episode. I haven't watched it yet, though. But no, there's just not enough information. There's a lot of things happening and a lot of history being explained without any sort of foundation.
Of course, these are just the first episodes, so I guess we're just gonna have to wait until something happens.
Yeah,
I'm guessing this
so far.
What was the final consensus that we came to last week, Sterling? What is Darling in the Frankxx?
Pretty much
episode 1.
Like a 5.5 out of 10.
Yes,
like
actually,
what?
but beside the point that it's like.
It was pretty much the most anime-esque episode of all time.
Yeah, it's
like, it's the most.
it is episode 1 of anime blank.
Yeah, I know. It's really speeding through all the tropes here. I mean, okay, so we got main girl, and she's doing main girl things. We got main guy, he's doing main guy things. And then they both sync up and start saying similar things. And then main guy sees main girl naked, and then she's already fine with it and apologizes within a minute.
Yep.
Yep.
And then guy who dies tells dude number 1, don't mess with this chick, she'll literally kill you, and then literally eats his own words when he dies later.
Yeah. Don't forget the moment where the male pilot goes, I can't pilot the mech for whatever reason, just completely mentally incapable of doing this. And we've got it again. We had it with Shinji. We've had it.
Well, no,
Yeah.
no, don't make that comparison, because Shinji did not want to do it out of his own free will. This guy seemed to have lost the ability to actually pilot, and it was a miracle that he was able to pilot it with her, and there's some sort of special bond that they have now that is heavily implied. So that is a very different scenario, because he wants to pilot, he wanted to do things, but it seems like
I'm not claiming at all that they're like cut and paste the exact same thing, but the overtones of it are still like, this reminds me of Eva.
Well, it's more of just like I don't even know if I want to call it an homage, or just like a subtle nod to it more than it is, a reference. I wouldn't say it's a reference, because the situation's completely the opposite. The kid wants to get in the robot, but knows that he can't, and then suddenly he's like, well, shit, I'm just going to get in the robot, because I'm going to die anyways, so...
This big robot will protect me.
I mean, Shinji, at the end, didn't even want to get in the robot, even though he was about to die. It's the exact opposite. It's anti-Shinji.
He sure is. What a hero.
Yeah.
That's Shinji. Should I clarify? Not hero, Shinji.
Oh boy.
No, but I mean, what were those orbs they were putting people in? Why could only one person go in those orbs? I don't understand. There's some deep lore that I want to know.
They're gonna take their time, which is fine, I guess.
I just don't understand. I guess that thought stole its essence, and then it couldn't pilot robots anymore. I don't know.
One of the three of us needs to buy the official art book, which will no doubt contain tons of trivia on the side of like, this is the history of the organization, and this is how 02 came to be and whatnot.
Oh yes, and 02 is, gosh, it's that's such a freaking Code Geass style naming.
Yep.
Oh yes, I'm Experiment 002, but everybody calls me 02. Okay, and then the director guy says he has a regular name, but she just calls herself 02. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Oh man, what was it? What was it? My Mysterious Girlfriend X or whatever it was. Wasn't that the one where the boy gets addicted off her saliva and has to start kissing her every day, or else he dies?
What?
What?
No, there was. It was back in like 2012, 2013.
I have never heard of this.
Is that etchy stuff?
No. I mean, it was sold as an etchy, but it actually had like a story behind it, and like that was just like the gateway beer. That was just like a gimmick, to keep people reading or watching. Because they didn't actually do anything like I would say that would be etchy wise, but I mean it was a weird subject, and it definitely was kinky, but not sexually kinky. It's more of just like a body fluids, like vampires and blood. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
Of course, that can be really etchy sometimes too. But no, but I mean it was weird, and then yeah. So I mean, because the way that she's tasting people's bodies, I assume that she's dead, and that's why she wants to swim in a salt ocean. I don't know. There's heavy implies because she keeps on saying how she stinks. And how she doesn't like the way she tastes, which I assume means that she's rotting, or died, and that's why she has those horns, or maybe something like that. I don't know. I may be speculating too much.
Maybe too much.
Well, that's I mean, like I said, I watched the episode twice. Now, she was putting off some heavy vibes towards something like that her body wasn't human, or wasn't human anymore. Especially that opening sequence where you see that girl walking around, which I assume is her or an ancestor of hers, and then you see all the things behind her, all the mechs. So I don't know.
Yep.
It definitely got me interested, and that's an important thing. Because a lot of these series just start out we're going to play the name game, and we're going to learn everybody's names. And we're going to find out that we all go to the same school, or we all live in the same apartment complex, or we all have terrible dead-end jobs, or...
That's basically what the second episode was.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So they did the old switcheroony, huh, didn't they?
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep.
Oh, well.
So,
I do need some names, though. I do need to learn some names, because it feels like...
Second episode.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else before I close?
Yeah, maybe just a little tiny thing.
Yes.
Here.
Yes, Matthias.
There's a good mech design.
No.
Yes.
Get out of here.
No. Fuck you.
No.
It's not even a mech. He's literally a cyborg.
I sure do love this mech design a whole lot. I love him a bunch. He defined my teenage years, and I love him to bits.
You know, there's an actual mech in this movie, and you just put the one that wasn't a mech.
What is a cyborg if not a mech?
Sure do love him.
You can't put a human inside a robot.
Yes, because the brain will get out and walk around after he's done in the mech.
Yep, with his innards just flopping around, just swiggling on out, as a mech would.
As a mech would.
I wish a mech would.
What was it? What was the name? What was the name of the enemy mechs in RoboCop?
Ed 209.
Yeah, Ed 209. Yeah, see, that's actual mech.
Well, I don't know.
Tomato.
Yes, thank you.
Are you familiar with a drone, Matthew? Because that's an unmanned mech. There are manned mechs and there's unmanned mechs.
Now, I'm not saying
yes.
you're wrong, but I'm just saying that I'm enjoying my bullshit a whole lot right now.
I feel like every time you guys make a list, you really need to start making better parameters.
Hey, I didn't know that this boy would do all this stuff, so
He actually didn't.
Bring all this heresy, this degeneracy.
This was something that I was cackling about and cooking up.
The iRobot just got me out of my...
Yeah, just threw that out of nowhere, and he kind of ran with it.
Oh, this is gonna be this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you have to appreciate the fact that I know way less mech designs than the two of you, so I had to bring something to the table today, and it couldn't be knowledge, so it had to be shit posting. Yeah.
Why not just, go with Data from TNG? He's a great mech.
He's a fucking stellar mech.
Why not Terminator?
He's also fully functional.
T-1000.
Or T-2000.
Or the TX.
Or the T-1,000,000.
Don't forget the TX.
Or the T, whatever those T's were from Genesis. Because nobody remembers. Even though it was one of the more recent films.
No one needs to remember.
I thought that there were some good themes in Genesis. I just wish they would have done them right.
Yep.
There's some very good themes. Like the whole fact that people didn't play music because that instantly summoned robots because they knew that the people playing music were people. That was a great detail. I mean, of course they used it for cheap laughs, but I thought that idea was great.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Fuck it,
But-
Mecha Zangief is the best mech, alright? We're done. We're packing it up.
Alright.
Yep. Always end on a high note.
With that highest note that can never be topped ever
There you
again,
go.
I guess we should all sign off.
We should.
With a big, huge, what do we always say?
Don't
Get
eliminated.
I don't know why you guys drag it out so much. Just don't get eliminated. Like it's that. Bye-bye.